Don't be astonished when I tell you that XDefiant had its very first person hit the legend rank as of about 8 p.m. Eastern Time on August 8th. Let's talk who, how, and what now. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and last night, Astonish was the first player to hit Legends in XDefiant. So first of all, congrats to him. That takes some real dedication and grinding. Luckily, I never ran into this demon in any games, but here's a look at some of his stats from the XD Loadout's website. Needless to say, he ain't your average bear. This dude is a polar bear. He looks chill, but he'll eviscerate you. So when he posted that he had accomplished this on Twitter, myself and a few others took the opportunity to ask some hard-hitting questions to get some answers from our #1 legend. So let's break it down. The first question I asked him was, why does he think it took longer than most people expected to reach this rank? Not a shot at him, but I think most people expected someone to hit this in about a week or less. And when this didn't happen, some were kind of confused. His response was, some of the issues in the first part of Ranked didn't really help since people weren't earning RP, which, given the context, I'm assuming he's talking about the problems that Ranked launched with various bugs like people being dead at the end of the game causing them not to gain RP. And that made me wonder how many games he played that were like that. How many games was he robbed of some good RP that he could have gotten this a lot sooner? He also mentioned that there was a big difference when climbing the ranks when it comes to skill. Meaning the people playing way down in bronze and silver is like playing pub lobbies. But once you start entering higher ranks, all bets are off. I also took the chance to ask him what's next, to which he tells me that he will not be touching any grass anytime soon because it is terrifying. 100% agree, overhyped, overrated. Stop telling me to touch grass. But he mentions taking a break. And can you really blame him? This had to have taken years off his life with the pure sweat fest going on in these lobbies. So for those of you that are below him in the top 10 right now, within striking distance, now's your chance for some glory. Just do it quietly, because I have a feeling if he gets dethroned, he'll be right back on it. Someone else asked him a really good question as well and wanted his thoughts on the RP system and if he thinks it needs to be changed. And everything he says is what I believe the vision for Ranked was, but it's just been so poorly executed up to this point. But basically he said that instead of just your placement on the scoreboard, determining your rank and how many rank points you get, you should get more or less depending on what you did in the game. Example, if he's dropping 60 and 15, he's allowing his team to cap the point because no one's getting out of spawn on his watch. That should earn you some brownie points. But seriously though, this man needs to sit down with Aches or somebody from the dev team and hash out a better rank system. I say Aches because they both have similar backgrounds of competitiveness and esports, and now that he's actually done the climb himself, he has firsthand experience on what the issues are and potentially how they can address them. But Astonish, if you ever see this, my Twitter DMs are open. Shoot me a message. Would love to pick your brain and ask some more questions about the game in general, Ranked, and make a totally separate video out of it. So if you're interested, feel free to hit me up. My own take on Ranked though, just a lowly silver player at the moment with high hopes of climbing one day, that I really think we still need separate ranks for separate game modes. If you can't play the game on the same map, it should be a different rank. Meaning escort and zone control should be their own separate ranks, apart from occupy, domination, and the rest of them. Some people just don't perform well in certain game modes, and that's okay. So then their rank should reflect that. But they shouldn't be penalized for having to play a lot of zone control if they're not good at zone control. And for those who are about to say, well, that would be too hard, or they would just ignore other playlists, so what? As it stands right now, people queuing in a 4-stack and Ranked can basically determine what they play and where they play. Now, sure, sometimes there isn't an option for the one they really want, but how many people really vote for a map and a game mode in either Ranked or Unranked? Because the most I've seen is 5, and that was in an Unranked lobby where there are 12 people. That's not even half of the people voting for a map. And there are examples out there of other games doing this and having separate ranks for things that are different from the main game or just different game modes. Rocket League is a prime example. They have a rank for 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, hoops, all because they're different and they play out very differently. Now I think separate rank for every game mode might be taking it a bit too far, but definitely Zone Control and Escort should be their own rank together. So where do you all see yourself in rank at the end of Season 1? Do you play ranked at all? Do you have a goal? Personally, I think my goal is to probably get at least to Emerald, and I do think climbing up the ranks will be a little bit easier once the one person I do play with hits level 40 and he can play ranked with me. So until then, I'm trying to go slow so I don't outpace him and can't play because I'm too high in rank. Oh, and also something that was interesting is they had a maintenance break this morning. The game was down for about 44 minutes, and the weird part is there's no patch notes, no changes, nothing we can see on our end, and the official XDefiant Twitter is being super hush-hush about it, basically just brushing it off, saying things like no patch notes, no changes. But I feel like if the game was down for 44 minutes for maintenance, something had to have been going on. Was this an update to the netcode? Normally when they make updates like that, it comes in the form of a patch in which we get patch notes for. But maybe they realized that it was so far gone that they needed to address it now. But I feel like they would at least tell us that, right? And also, somebody should check on Mark Rubin because he hasn't tweeted in almost 2 weeks. And normally when they make an update to netcode or hitreg, he'll tweet on his own and ask, how does it feel? Does it feel better? Does it feel the same? Does it feel worse? He's done this in the past, and maybe he didn't like the feedback that he got, so maybe he just stopped asking. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but maintenance for 44 minutes just seems out of the ordinary. And if they can activate whole maps and throw them into a game without any kind of downtime or patch, this had to have been something. It couldn't have just been nothing. If anyone has any insight on that, would love to hear it down below in the comments. And also just a last minute reminder that I'll be live tonight playing some XDefiant right here, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you'd like to hop in, chat, hang out, maybe even play a few games with me, feel free to join, and I'll either see you all tonight or I'll catch you in the next video.